Okay, so I'm back, and it's been a while. For sure. I haven't posted since summer. But one of my New Year's resolutions is to just post no matter what, even if I think video's dumb or lighting is awful or I'm too lazy to edit. I am posting. So I figured what better way to start off my posting than with, I'm gonna be making my like everyday egg meal that I have. So I basically just do an egg scramble with veggies. Yeah, so I thought that would be really easy. And I think later tonight I'll be making another easy dish. So I will try to include that as well. But for now, yeah, let's get to chopping. Okay, I can't even lie to you right now. I am tearing up hard after cutting those 2 onions up. But pro tip, I do like to cut up the whole onion more than I'm gonna use for that one meal, because I like keeping chopped onion in a Ziploc container in the fridge so that whenever I'm making like stir fries or anything that I want onions in, which is pretty much everything, I can just pour that into the pan really easily. And normally they say do not keep cut onion in the fridge because there's chance of microbial growth that could negatively affect your health. But since we are cooking the onion fully in a pan, it doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, that's why I cut 2 onions. Okay, hey guys, what's up? It's Bella in editing. I just want to make a quick note that just like the onion, anything that requires cutting up, I like to do a lot of at one time. So for instance, like mushroom, pepper, whatever, I'll just cut up a bunch at once and keep it in a Ziploc container in the fridge. Or another pro tip is I like to just use a pair of kitchen scissors and then I'll just cut things straight into the pan. That way it saves on time because, yeah, you don't have a lot of that when you're in college. So, all right, back to the video. Next up, garlic. A little tip with garlic is you can just kind of, you see how there's that outer casing right there? So if it's not easily, it can't easily come off, then you just kind of twist it a little and it all like just comes off very nicely and you're left with your piece. We have some peppers. Some baby Bella mushrooms. So that you just kind of take this stem out and then that's the part that we use. Okay, so first things first, to start off cooking, we're gonna use some pure Irish butter made with milk from grass-fed cows. I'll try to, there we go. All right, I am lighting the stove. There we go. And we're off to the races. So I'm gonna use, I don't know, that much for now. Seems like a fair amount to start with. And then, so once that butter has melted a little bit, we are gonna add our onions and garlic to the butter. I gotta crouch down a little because I'm too tall for the frame. Okay, I lied. We're gonna add it now because I don't wanna wait. And that's life. Okay, so there we go. And we'll give it a little mixing here. I normally do not get this close to the pan because things could splatter. But for the sake of this video, I have to cook down here. And just to clarify, I'm cooking this on like medium heat. You want it to be hot enough where, you know, things will get done in a timely manner, but you also want to be aware that if you do heat too high, the garlic and onion might burn before it has a chance to soften and caramelize a little. So it all really depends on your stovetop. You're just gonna have to figure out cooking temperatures and what's best for your veggies. Okay, so once you can really smell all the flavors and aromas coming together, and you can see that the onions are becoming a little clearer and softer, same with the garlic, you can then add your other things. So I always love to do mushrooms and peppers. So I'll do the mushrooms first just because I like them to absorb the flavor of the butter before I add like the more watery pepper. So I'll just add in the mushroom. And then I am adding a little bit more butter to the pan. Okay, so the mushrooms have had time to soften up. The onion, here, I'll give you a look here. So that's what things are looking like right now. All right, I'm adding the pepper. As always, a tiny bit more butter. I always add a little bit more butter with each ingredient just so, you know, each ingredient has a chance to be equally cooked in butter. Not sure if that's actually a thing, but it's a thing in my book, so. Okay, so while that's cooking, I'll use this as an opportunity to go over the greens that I added to my eggs. So for like a solid year, I was adding spinach. And I would do like 2 handfuls of spinach into my eggs, and that would be that. And then for a few months after that, I got tired of spinach, and I was like, okay, what now? So I did arugula. And I liked arugula, gave a good flavor, but now I'm on to bigger and better things. Kale. So I like to use kale because, well, it's one of the superfoods of the world. It's so nutrient packed. You know, it has great fiber. It's super good for your gut microbiota. And actually, this whole meal is. So if you want me to go over like the reasons why I eat what I eat for nutrient content and just for overall health and well-being, I can definitely do that. So yeah, now I'm on to the kale trend. Finally, it only took me like, what, 6-7 years, but but with kale, I don't like to eat all of it cooked or all of it raw. So I add in, I don't know, maybe about a small handful cooked. And then I will actually be putting my eggs, I like my egg scramble, over some more raw kale. Okay, so this is what it's looking like right now. It's looking very delicious. So the kale has not wilted yet. So this is it's heated up but not completely wilted. This is the perfect time to add your eggs. So I used to not really be picky about where my eggs were coming from. I'll just buy whatever cheapest, what's the best deal. But I've been doing some research and watching a lot of documentaries on sustainability and global health, and it's just become very important to me to buy organic when you can, especially with your animal products, because that just goes for fair treatment of the animals and overall a more sustainable, moral farming system. So I'm using, I don't know if you can see, it's not focusing. Okay, anyway, I'm using organic, free-range eggs, a little bit more butter. And I like to just crack them straight into the pan. I don't have time to crack them into a bowl and whisk and add whatever else. I like to do it all in just one pan. Makes it a lot simpler. So, and then it's done. For like a year and a half, I would say. Well, actually, up until a few weeks ago, I was adding cheese to all my egg stuff, but I'm trying to take a step away from cheese just for, better health. So I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm turning the heat off. I'm gonna take my chopped kale. Boom, boom. And I'm gonna take about, I don't know, that's like one big handful, I would say. That's probably good. And then I like to just kind of start manually breaking it up. That's just to kind of help your body digest it, just to start the mechanical digestion. So yeah, as you can see by me doing that, it's just a little bit less so now. And then I also kind of like to create a little, I don't know, what would you call it, little pocket here, just for the egg has somewhere to go. Okay, and then here we go, adding the egg. Okay, so on top of my eggs, I'm adding some nutritional yeast. This is just a good source of B vitamins. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.